Okay, speak loudly and clearly. What is one word to describe your summer?
Grumpy.
Goblin.
And healing.
Community.
Lawn.
Dude saw.
One word to describe my summer is wild.
Fun/insane. One word.
Lit.
Lit. Poop.
Hot snakes.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna go with ice.
An experience.
Wow.
Fun! Woo!
Hashtag blessed.
Bees.
Fantastic.
Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
Exhausting?
Good.
Great, but out of control.
Resplendent.
Hello, Brett or Stephanie. This is Carl.
Fun.
Wow.
Busy and a bomb.
One of them is a dirty liar.
Growth.
Exciting.
Different.
Blessed.
Wow. That's 3 words, but I like it. Wow.
Rewarding.
Wacky water fun.
Awkward.
Interesting.
Exciting.
Caffeinated.
Yikes.
Challenging.
I'd have to say hot, greasy, and explosive. All hyphenated, one word.
I would definitely say brotherhood.
Glassy baby.
What is in a strawberry smoothie?
Hugs -is -dead -.
Refreshing.
I'd say new.
Fun.
Blah.
My word for the summer is, in hyphens, the waterfront bench.
It's interesting.
Change. Exhilarating.
Character building.
Yeah, I think that sums it up.
I don't even remember which counselor it was, but we were doing one of the telling a story to Brightwood one by one, where you start telling the story and then you say, oh, Donatello was there and this is what he did. I think it was Loco came up to tell part of the story, and then he was like, we were talking about this bald eagle, and he was like, and then the bald eagle swooped down and just took a camper and flew away with him. The rest of us were kind of thinking, shut it down. And then somebody was like, and so we got our decoy camper to bring up to the eagle's nest to distract the eagle. I was just like, this is a terrible story. We were in a program leadership meeting, and we were just going around saying how we're doing. And Bellator and I have been drinking a lot of coffee lately from the espresso stand, lots of chai drinks. But Bellator had a really special way of telling the group what we've been doing. Why don't you tell them, Bellator?
Well, so we get the same thing, but a little different. Anyways, the point of the story is, we're both doing chai.
Yep. She said it to the whole group.
One of my favorite memories from this summer is when Rob came back inside from dropping off the Rainier kids, and he said that Johnny, one of our Rainier kids campers, needed to go to the bathroom.
So Rob's like, oh, I'll take you, we can go on the bus. And so Johnny's like, no, I need a responsible adult to take me. So then he comes to me, instead of Rob, who's like the obviously superiorly responsible, and comes to me. And so then we go on the bus, and Johnny's going to the bathroom, and he just starts screaming in the bathroom. It's just me and Rob on the bus together, making super awkward eye contact as Johnny is screaming, my penis hurts so bad! My penis, it's so painful to pee! And just like over and over and over.
So, a couple weeks back, my kids had flashlights and glow sticks and headlamps and all things that lit up, but one kid was very, very excited about making puppets, shadow puppets, with his flashlight. And one night we're all getting into bed. I just done lights out. I'm like trying to tell a story to calm everybody down. And then he jumps out of bed around the corner to the bathroom and shines his light around the corner so we can all see it. He then proceeds to make small hand puppets. And we're a little distracted from the story, so I like ask him to come over, and he's like, no, it's time for the grand finale. With lightning speed, he proceeds to strip clothing. All I can see is this taking place in the shadow around the corner against the wall, and I sprint over there just in time to see him pulling down his pants halfway, and he's like, oh. By pants, I mean underpants. It was graphic and horrifying.
So I got this call on the radio once from Sean, and he was like, hey, Jixie, have you guys done cabin cleanup yet? And I was like, no, we haven't. And so he's like, okay, well, I was in one of the cabins, and the floor got pretty dirty, and so I just, like, wanted to let you know, like, you shouldn't penalize them for... like having a dirty cabin. And so when I answered him, I was laughing because I thought it was so funny that he was thinking of cabin cleanup. I thought it was really sweet, but he thought that I was laughing at the word penalize because when I responded, I said, okay, I'll make sure we don't penalize them. I said penalize, and then he answers back, penalize, however you want to say it. And I was like, Sean thinks I'm laughing at the word penalize, and I'm mortified. And so I was like dying. Then I went up to Claudia's office, and she was making fun of me for it. And yeah, so people think I'm a little child.
Story was basically all the rec leaders were staying the night in the depot. Oh gosh, why were they there? Oh, because there was a camper staying in Club Med. So they all pitched a tent in the depot. Don't ask, they're just whatever. So I see something like kind of scurry in the door, and for some reason I thought it was like a hair tie that had fallen and was like rolling around. I don't know. And then as soon as I stood up to go leave, it like scurried into the cleaning closet, and I was like, no, that's definitely not a hair tie. So it goes into the cleaning closet, and I was like, sorry guys, I'm not getting this. I'm not doing it. So they go into the cleaning closet. Remo grabs spick and span, Crescendo grabs a plunger, and Blizzard grabs a broom. And so the mouse is scurrying around, and Crescendo is just trying to plunge it, and Remo's spraying it down with a spick and span, and Blizzard's like screeching and swatting at it with a broom. And then eventually Crescendo caught it in a plunger, and then didn't know what to do with it, and somehow ended up like lifting it up, and then Remo caught it in like a toilet bowl brush bucket. And then they released it, but it was just extremely entertaining because it was like silent screams from the cleaning closet while this poor sick kid was trying to sleep next door. So that was my story.
Yeah, so this one time I was locking up Nisqually, which I do every evening, and I had just locked up the door that goes up to the main offices and was walking down the breezeway. Meanwhile, Rob had come out the main doors in Nisqually, had gone up to Claudia and said something that I didn't know, and then started walking towards the door that I just locked, or so I thought. So I started to say something right as he actually was going to throw something away. So he's reaching out to throw something away, right as I'm like, oh, because I was going to be like, oh, sorry, I just locked that door if you're going in that door. Instead, he paused as he was throwing his object away, which just so happened to be a feminine pad. So he turns and looks at me while he's still holding on to it, and as if to ask, is this yours? And I was just like, oh, no, I'm sorry, like, didn't know that you were gonna do that. I locked the door, and then I ran inside, and yeah.
We took somebody's keys. We're like, it's funny, we took somebody's keys, I don't know where they are. And then we take Brett's keys, right? And he has like a little lanyard on his keys. So we took the lanyard off of the keys, and we put the lanyard in Smocklick's pocket. We took the key from Bombero, right? And we took the lanyard, put it in Smocklick's pocket, and we gave the keys to Blizzard.
After the parade, people were going to Dairy Queen. Well, people very quickly dispersed after the parade, so we couldn't find, or we just weren't aware that Bombero had missed his keys.
And then Bombero was like, so who has my keys? And then we realized that Blizzard's gone. So nobody has Bombero's keys. And it's just like an awkward 10 seconds. And then Bombero's like, don't worry, I have a spare. I have one in my wallet and I have a spare in my car, so we can still go places. I just want to know who has my keys. And we sigh of relief. We tell him that Matt has his keys. And so we drive to Dairy Queen, because what else are you going to do in Yelp? And then after, we walk up and we see Blizzard just sitting there. And so we're like, Blizzard, we're like, oh. Brett was being very passive aggressive, just kind of staring at him. Yeah, we had a rough time getting here. And Blizzard's like, what happened? Well, we had to walk because someone has my keys. And Blizzard's like, oh.
Like the realization of his keys were missing, the guy had them, they almost had to walk back to camp. And so, anyways, that was great. Except we didn't have to walk to Dairy Queen, obviously. So, then a few weeks, and we basically made a pact saying, like, we will never tell him, like, that we didn't walk to Dairy Queen. Like, that's just never, we're never gonna let him know. Then, a few weeks later, someone had broken the news to Matt, and it was not me, wasn't me, and yet I was blamed on it, but I'm pretty sure it was Brett. I'm pretty sure. But anyway, so that was the situation where we walked to Dairy Queen.
I step on a rock on my flip-flop, and I yell ow or something, and then Sojin goes, "Don't hurt yourself!" And right after she said yourself, falls flat on her face down the trail, tries to get up, gets her head stuck in a thorn bush, and is standing there just in midair like, I can't move. For a good 3 minutes before we had to untangle her hair and get her out.
And I re-cut open a really large gash in my foot from when I fell down Guy's Trail. So that was really funny, but also...
I mean, kind of funny, kind of like, what's going on right now? This is not good.
Okay, so we're on this trail ride. I'm dragging this trail ride. There's this little girl, Emily, like 2 horses in front of me. And she's riding along. She's a little tiny little thing. She can't be taller than my legs. And she's sitting there and she goes, "Is this the trail with the butt tree? I think it's the trail with the butt tree." And we ride past the cedar that is on Cedar Trail. It's the only one. And apparently also looks like a butt. And she turns, looks at it, and goes, "Yeah, it's the trail with the butt tree."
We were out filling round bale feeders in the pasture, and I was trying to open a gate and it kept getting stuck on the rocks. So they were like lifted up a little bit. So I lifted it up a little too high and it came off the hinges. And so we had to hurry to get it closed because we were gonna run horses soon, I think. Yeah.
Is anyone else there for this?
I think like
Tell me all your thoughts.
And she just kind of picked it up and then was holding this giant gate, and we're like, "There's no gate at the pasture." So, yep.
Was she? How strong was she?
So strong. So strong.
It's like the lightest gate.
It's an aluminum gate. You just lifted it.
He just got so excited to lift it out of the ground. He just shot it straight up in the air.
It was week 1, Brightwood. We were doing Silverware Bandit, and Uggs was the Silverware Bandit, where he fell and tripped in front of all the kids, and it was so much fun watching my Spider-Man just crack up and practically lose it.
It was family camp, 4th of July, right? Everyone's there. Everyone's having a great time.
And we were playing the game Family Feud. And Remo is being the MC.
So, in preparation, I watched a lot of Steve Harvey, probably like 20, 30 minutes of it. And his key phrasings are, "Show me blank the answer," or "Can I get a blank the answer?"
The category is real names of staff members at camp. And this old man, he totally knows what he's doing. He talks into Remo's microphone. He's like, "I'm pretty sure that I heard that someone's name was Dick."
So Remo has to go, "Show me Dick."
I just froze. I was like, well, good thing I'm not the one talking right now. And I just look at Remo and he goes.
My immediate response was, "Show me." And when I realized what I was about to say, I paused and burst into laughter.
But right as he's doing it, Osea luckily comes in clutch with the big eh.
And I go, ah! I hit the button that made it go red X.
It was lit, I would say.